Reiss, the most hated family in AOTR and the second most hated legendary, is actually super underrated and overpowered, and here's why. This family grants you the most brain dead method I have ever seen to be able to get 50 seconds or less every mission. So in this video I'll be teaching you how to go from this to that. However, the Reiss family is solely made for Titan shifters, so if you're not a Titan shifter, this family is def gonna suck for you and I advise you change it. But if you are one, then well, I guess it's your lucky day then. Because I can assure you that everybody and their mothers, wait no, everybody and their grandmas can use this build to kill Titans. All you literally need for this build is common sense and the ability to see and Titan shifting. That is all. No skill required at all. Okay, maybe there is a little bit of skill required, but not so much that the average C-rank player can't do. But before we start the video, if you've made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and join my Discord in the description below. It means a lot to me. But with that, let's get into the video. Now, if you don't know what the Reiss family is, the Reiss family is a legendary family that can be obtained at a chance of 0.075%. This family is hated mainly because of its terrible passive and its skills that basically do nothing in a raid. But that was until now. Right now, I can assure you that this family is absolutely broken for Titan shifters and is second to none only than Fritz or Shiki. What this family grants you is an extra support perk slot, 10% Titan stats increase, a 10% increase in XP gain, 5% increase in XP gain for all of your party members, including you, and a 10% upgrade or skill reduction cost. Now don't get me wrong, this family is good for leveling up and stuff, but if you're an ODM user, these are bad stats for you. And the family skills are even worse, because you get the skill called Arise, Command, and Conquer. When it comes to the pros of the Reiss family, the most important thing about this family is the skill Arise. This is the best thing about the Reiss family, or the only thing that makes it worth using as a Titan shifter. So with Arise, your awakening bar increases 30% faster for every kill and hit. This may not seem too broken to you, but I am telling you, this sure is broken, and you will find out why later in the video. The second skill, Command, is basically an ability that shoves a spear into the ground and gives you 15% blade durability, 15% crit chance, an extra 30% damage, and plus 4 health regen. The health regen is actually overpowered with this family, but the only problem is this can only be used while you're at the ground, and it only lasts for about 15 seconds, and the cooldown is about 35 seconds. So it's really pointless due to the fact that as an ODM user, you have to stay in the air to avoid being hit by Titans. But there is something about this skill that makes it overpowered with the Reiss family build, which is the reason why this skill should not be underrated or overlooked upon. It might seem useless now, but there's something about it that makes it really useful for grinding missions. The next skill is Conquerors. What this does is that it marks all Titans within 800 meters and immobilizes them for 15 seconds in a mission and 5 seconds in a raid. In a raid, this skill is absolutely useless. I do not advise you to use it at all. But in a mission, this skill is absolutely broken. Another good thing about the Reiss family. But the problem is it has a cooldown of about 65 seconds, so it's really long cooldown. And then we have the extra support perk. I can't even try to explain to you how this is actually so good, and I wish there was another family with an extra support perk, but like, guess we get what we get. Right, the reason why the Reiss family is so underrated and the only family compatible with this broken and brain dead build is because of the family skills Command, Arise, and Conqueror, and the extra support perk the family grants as well. So now for your skills, the first skill you're going to want to have is Titan Shifting, obviously. So I'll equip that in my skill number 5. The next most important skill in this entire build is Rising Slash. And why Rising Slash, you may ask? Well, it is because with the skills Command and Conqueror, you would not need to worry about being hit by a Titan while Rising Slash is activated. And your Rising Slash lasts for about 3 to... No, your Rising Slash lasts for about 2 to 4 seconds longer with a command on due to the animation. You won't really understand this right now, but when I use the animation and I show you how it works, you would probably get what I'm saying. Right, so the next skill you are going to want, the third most important skill, is Conqueror. What this does, I've already said it before, it marks all titans within 800 meters and stops them from moving for 15 seconds. Third most important skill in your arsenal. The second most important skill is Command, and I mean the fourth most important skill is Command. And just because I've put this as number 4, you should not overlook it. This skill is actually one of the most important. Just that every single skill, this skill is actually really important. It's just that every single skill is also really important, so it just overshadows that skill. So this skill should be your fourth skill in your build. And then for your fifth skill, you should have Hardy Counter, just to escape from titans in case you get grabbed, because you're probably gonna get grabbed while using this build. So for your perks, the perks you should use are as followed. The first perk is Founder's Blessing. What this does is that it gives you the ability to shift up to 5 times, makes your awakening bar feel 35% faster, that stacks with Arise, which means you can shift 65% faster than any other Titan shifter, and that is broken. It increases your aggro range by 150 meters, which is another thing you're going to need in this build, and it increases all your Titan stats by 15%. So your damage, your Titan punch speed, your Titan run speed, your defense, blah blah blah. Then the second most important skill in this build is Kengo. What Kengo does is it increases your damage by 60%, increases your... Then the second most important perk in this build is Kengo, and what Kengo does is that it increases your ODM damage by 60%, increases your blade durability by 20%, and you can hit up to 2 limbs at once. Pretty good, but like, you only need damage increase due to the fact that you're going to be a Titan shifter 90% of the time. For your defense perk, you're going to need Immortal. What Immortal does is that it reduces your injury chance by 40%, your health is increased by 125%, and your damage reduction is increased by 30%. What you basically need from that is damage reduction and health. For your support perk, you're going to need Tatsujin. This increases your ODM gas by 15%, your ODM speed by 20%, your ODM control by 25%, and also your ODM range by another 25%. A really good perk to have in any build, due to the fact that you need speed for this build as well. And now this is one of the reasons why Reiss is one of the only compatible families with this build, except for maybe Fritz or Shiki. The fact that you have an extra support perk gives you the ability to equip Sixth Sense as well as Tatsujin. And what Sixth Sense does is that it increases your ODM range by 10%, which would be needed in this build, and you can see every single Titan. So if you're already starting to put the pieces together of all the clues I've hinted to you, you should start to understand how this build works. You need a lot of speed, the ability to see everything, and a lot of ODM range. That therefore means from that you can already tell that we're probably going to do something with the Titans that would probably involve a little amount of killing. and a lot of running away. Well, anyways, for your prestige memories, you're going to want to have flash step. This is a must, should be here. I don't care whatever other memory you have, flash step should be in your memories. Flash step is literally the only needed memory for this build. If you don't have flash step, get it right now as I am speaking. The second memory you need is nothing. You just need flash step. But I will recommend you get Quick Strike or Fury Forge and AG Surge or Life Heal. Anyways, for your artifacts, you're going to need Crown, full damage, and here's the twist. You are not going to use your Scarf. You are going to need Cloak. Why Cloak, you may ask? Because this increases your aggro range by 175 meters, and that is all you need, aggro range. For your Cloak, you should probably roll full damage on both of them, if you can get full damage, that is. Now for your attack mastery. For your attack mastery, you do not need anything but to basically have a high level of shifter mastery if you can, just so that you can shift faster as a Titan. So this build is more directed toward endgame players who have already maxed out their Titan shifting. They have all these perks that I've said and stuff like that. Also, by the way, if you don't happen to have Founder's Blessing, use Indefatigable. Indefatigable, where is it? Waking you about to feel 15% faster, which is half of what Founder's Blessing does, but it doesn't give you the aggro range. But if you just happen to not have Founder's Blessing, I think you can settle for Indefatigable, because it also gives you 3 extra shifts. But yeah, if you do have Founder's Blessing, go for Founder's Blessing. If you don't have Kengo, go for Unparalleled Strength, plus 25% more damage. If you don't have Immortal, go for Font of Vitality, plus 125 HP. And if you don't have Tatsugen, go for Gear Master. So, with that, now I'm going to show you how to use this build to start demolishing Titans easily without even trying. By the way, this build is aimed mostly towards missions, so the ones for raids would be a little bit different. What you do for raids is that you just change your artifact. You just change your artifact from Cloak to Scarf, due to the fact that Titans are going to be spawning close to you anyway, so there's no point trying to aggro all of them. It's just gonna waste your time in a raid. Then also change your family perk from Sixth Sense to Gear Master, just for extra speed if you really do need it. I'm not too sure if your ODM speed scales with your Titan's punch speed. I will probably test that later, but for now I'd say to use Sixth Sense instead of Gear Master, just because you're going to be a Titan, so what's the whole point of ODM speed? Anyways, now let me show you how to use this build. So first thing you want to do is to load up an outskirts mission, right? And put on the mods. These mods are necessary: Nightmare and Oddball. Any difficulty you want, just put on Nightmare and Oddball. You can put any other mod you want if you just feel like it, but just for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put on Nightmare and Oddball. You can put Foregone because it's not going to be a problem no more, due to the fact you can see everything. But I'm not really grinding for money or anything right now, so I don't need all these mods on. I'm just gonna do this to show you guys what to do. When you load up, you just want to jump straight up, go to a Titan, double D, go double D, go double D, go double D, go. What I'm doing is that I'm dashing sideways every single time I hook. What this does is that it aggroes the Titans. It keeps the Titans on aggro while I can go get new Titans. Like now, every other Titan I have aggroed have stayed aggro to me. That is exactly why we need aggro range. So basically what we're going to do is round up all the Titans, so that then we can kill them in one fell swoop. Yep, so there, I lost aggro on one of them. And if you lose aggro on one Titan, it's just going to waste more time, which is exactly why you have to do this exact movement method. And if you do fall to the ground, you shouldn't be too scared. Yep. Have to go get that one Titan, then get the last two. So if you've already noticed, this method is really fast. It would be faster if I wasn't explaining and if I didn't miss that Titan. He was stuck behind the building, that's why I lost aggro on him. Yeah. So you get these Titans here. These last two. And when you're sure every Titan is aggroing you, you go to the floor, you press that move, then Rising Slash, then Conqueror all at the same time. Then you spam your shifting immediately. What that does is that it makes the Titans unable to kill you due to the series of animation. When you're in an animation, the Titans can't kill you and your Rising Slash lasts longer. Then you spam 2 M1s and uppercuts and a smash. Then you roar. Easy. Every single Titan is dead and your time would be really low. 54 seconds, even though I spent it explaining. So yeah, that's basically what you do. There is a third variant for this build, but this is only advisable for raids. So instead of using Founder's Blessing, switch Founder's Blessing to Unparalleled Strength for extra damage. It is only for skilled players only, people who think they don't need the extra 35% awakening stuff and they can deal without and they just need 10% extra damage. It's really not that much of an increase, and I'd recommend you go with Founder's Blessing, but if some people have different preferences. But yeah, that's it. If you have any problems with the side dash movements, you can just comment down and ask me how to do it and I'll show you. But basically, when you're lowering Titans, your side dash should look like this and not like that. But it could work anyway. If your side dash does look like the first one, then doing it right and you have less chances of being grabbed by crawlers. So don't forget to leave a like and sub and join my Discord in the description below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're going to love this other video I made here. So go check it out and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.